yo. So it's gonna be more on the spiritual aspect. So you may need to skip this video. Let me know if you like this content, because I may have to do a separate channel for this. Not everybody's gonna see things like this and understand. It's the tip of this video. But the further you come on your walk here, the more you're gonna go deeper into these things. Now, when I first came on my journey at the beginning of my awakening, I found some channels. I think I found Narc Survivor, Sam Vatnin, I think it is, and Richard Grannon, and Dr. Ramani. And Dr. Ramani was the one. She was like a psychologist, and it was all talking about mental health, mental illness, all the behaviors, you know, the psychology, dark triad, DM5, all of this kind of like psychological talk. And that's all cool. But then I found Denzo, and Denzo, I still watch him to today. He goes the deepest into these topics, Denzo Moss. Now, we can describe what's going on as obviously mental illness, and these people that are suffering from these personality types due to childhood trauma, due to certain brain areas of their brain is different, all these different things. But at the same time, you have to remember, we're all spirits, we're all energy. Everything is actually energy, vibrating at different speeds, different frequencies. And the thing about these characters, yeah, is that when they're vibrating low, their vessel gets taken over. So they allow themselves, not all the time, I'm saying they allow themselves can sound maybe a bit harsh. They open themselves up to these entities, which it's not like the film Fallen with Denzel Washington, where you just touch someone, it jumps into it. But there are entities that exist in this world. Right, look at that muscle car. Mustang. Yeah, boy. There's entities that exist, and that's why people say stay prayed up, cover yourself. In the word, all these kind of things. So when you smoke alcohol, you smoke or use alcohol. In fact, smoking and drinking is the fastest way to reduce your vibration. When you're vibrating low, these entities, these demonic entities, they can enter. They can use your vessel to carry out what they're supposed to carry out in this realm. Now, if you're on this journey, if you've got the oil, if you're anointed, if you're a chosen one, these entities, they know who you are, they know you, they recognize your light in the dark. So they continuously attack you. So what they do, they use things, places, people, situations to get you off the path. So the entity can jump into your parents, can jump into friends, loved ones, girlfriends, sexual partners, etc.
Oh really? Where's she moved to?
Look. Like, you see, that was one of them. Like, how is it possible that someone can be so close to someone? He's walking in my footsteps. I'm so glad it happened while I'm on video. There's an entity in that man, and something in me made it come out. It's called the NPC. You can never word it's NPC, because these characters, they're actually empty. There's nothing in them, and they're vibrating low. The entity goes in them. They're very robotic, the way they move, very, very robotic. You see, he's now walking the opposite way. Now, there was space for that man to walk. Yeah, he decided to walk in exactly on my foot. I mean, I've been talking about this in all my videos. I've got it on camera. There it is again. Can you see? Can you see? That's an NPC. When you start getting awareness and you start knowing who you are, you start recognizing these people. So, just like in the holy books and all these characters that separate the seas, the Red Sea, and free everyone from the Pharaoh, that is basically, alright, what a chosen one does, who a chosen one is. I'm wearing my hat today, but I'm like a priest. We're all like priests and priestesses, we're all like prophetesses, where we can, obviously we have intuition, so we have gifts of discernment, we can see, we have these gut feelings, that's the intuition, that's something that's a gift from Most High. We have certain purposes, and sometimes your gifts can be strengthened for that purpose. I've said that in a different video. So your perfect could be, it could be like Samson, like he had unusual strength, or it could be sight, like you could see far, you can see things, you can, and the guy's gone, he's vanished. You can have certain accuracies, like you have position awareness, so you are good at memorizing certain places. You can know certain routes to get places faster than other people. You have a movement awareness. Sometimes I feel like I've got the movement awareness, and sometimes I feel like I don't. But the movement awareness is what I call kinetic. So you remember things via just doing it with your body. So you can move your hands in a certain way, and the muscle memory just comes quicker than it would for neurotypical. You can you'll be above average in like anything to do with movement, so exercise, sports, dancing, rhythmic, timing, placement of the certain body parts. You're quite flexible. Yeah, that's basically, that's the kinetic one. Sometimes you're on the spectrum, you can have very good memory, so you can remember certain details, certain accuracies, certain drawings. You can go home and draw it from your mind. You're able to, you can be an engineer, you can fix things without knowing how things work. You just have a sort of understanding that how to fix things with just out of the blue. This is just an example. I'm sure there's many more examples that I'm missing here. How you put together colors, I don't know, there's lots of things. Even cooking can be one. Healing, you can go into healing hands, the power of touch. You can do your Reiki practices, and all these forgotten things that were done by sages in the past. But you're like a priest, and what that means is your words, the way you look at people, it carries more meaning than what a normal person is. So you can convict a person just by your presence, by being somewhere, but you can convict someone with your eyes. So just giving someone a look, like a pause, and just looking at them, and they'll feel that shift inside them. You can say something and it can start bearing fruit. It'll come to pass. You can make prayer, and your prayers will be, your prayers sometimes will be answered. When people come against you in time, they fall. So so just like in the Bible, certain stories, as long as people are doing the right by Most High, he gifts them certain things that goes in their favor, like it can be a wife, or he gifts them like children, or like food, or whatever it is, bread or whatever. But that happens with us as well. You'll notice, like when I'm talking about, they're just everywhere, these weirdos. We're talking about like SR journey or celibacy journey. In a way, that's being obedient to Most High. So what tends to happen is when you're doing those practices and you're like being pure and you're keeping yourself, you're keeping your body to yourself, you start getting good luck, you start getting blessed, you start getting like finding things on the street, you start finding money, you start winning things. You play a lottery online, just somehow win. You look at your watch, it's 11:11, the time, you see all these synchronicities, your ancestors are telling you you're walking on the right path. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is these characters that come against you, they're channeling entities, dark entities, demonic entities, dark spirits. That's what they're channeling. And we're channeling righteousness, the light, what's good. So they come against us, they want to stifle us, they want to provoke us, they want to take us off our purpose, they want us to not believe. That's one of the biggest things that they want. They want you to not believe that chosen one exists. They want you to not believe in yourself. They want you to not believe in your gifts. They want us, if one thing they do as well is that they want you to not believe in your gifts, but they believe in it so they can manipulate you. I think even like being creative is one. Like knowing how to make certain things, like you're a designer, you're animator, you can draw, you can design, you can make music, whatever it is, play instruments. And they'll make you feel like, oh, it's nothing, just come and do it on my company, and they'll just steal everything from you. But really, you should need to believe in yourself. That's one thing that you can actually learn from narcopaths, if there's anything, because these people are just wicked. But they have audacity. They believe that they can do certain things, and we need to believe more, basically. But the thing is, it's hard because we're attacked our whole life. We are basically fighting against these people our whole life in our own family. These people going behind our backs. Like I always say, the Cinderella story. This is the reason why we need to be more accepting of what's been bestowed upon us. People, look, see you in that cyclist, no reason, give me dirty looks. They can just sense you, they can sense you. This bird comes and sees me every day. I see this same bird in the park every day, no joke. I'm not joking, I see that bird in the park every day. He's got a particular fur around his neck. But yeah, guys, I think we're going to leave it there on this one. But we'll touch on this again. This is more the spiritual aspect of this stuff. It's more on the unseen. It's more of understanding that these people, they all have a pattern. Because the pattern is, it's the spirit doing it, the same thing. The Jezebel spirit, the Delilah spirit, the Lilith spirit, the Leviathan, these evil, demonic things. The spirits of the high place, the underworld, these principalities. That's what it is. And we're basically the opposite. We're basically the one that has to lead everyone out of slavery. We have to lead everyone to the light. We've got to reconcile. We've got to go back to like Most High God. And we also have to first awaken to the presence of God inside ourselves first. And then we'll be able to attach to that higher nature that believes in all of us. And there we can walk forward in a positive way.